Hey, I really need to show you a collection of these like fall books that I am either going to read or have read or will reread this autumn as it approaches. Sorry, I'm very excited about autumn. First of all, I have a coffee, of course, in this mug because my pumpkin mug, it broke. So I'm pretty heartbroken, but this is very nice. It looks like blood, so I like that. Hi, this is Amélie, me, mid-editing, and I realized that the video is so long to make it a part of a vlog that I'm making it just a singular video, and it's gonna be a video of its own, so it's just going to be the recommendations of the books, and a fall vlog is coming for sure, but this is gonna be itself because I saw it was like 25 minutes. I was like, what? Huh? It has to be in video itself. Like, it's so long. So yeah, just letting you know. I hope you enjoy. Moving on, let's just move on to the books. This is my collection of autumn books that I think are giving a bit of autumn, but they may not be truly happening in that time of year, but they give off that energy and that vibe. So let's start. Let's start with my prized possession, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I haven't read this version yet. Well, this exact one yet, because I have read one before I bought this one, but I plan on rereading this because a few days ago I actually had a subject of gothic literature. I was actually studying Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I love this book. It's incredible. It shows a lot of different aspects of life and death and love and sacrifices and hatred and everything in between. And I mainly love the way that Mary grapples with the nature versus science thing. And I love how it shows kind of the dark part of science and how destructive and dangerous it can be. So, Mary Shelley, Frankenstein. Also, I'm so excited for the movie that's gonna come out, I think, this year. It's a Netflix movie, but still, I mean, it is so nicely casted, genuinely, and I don't know, the pictures that I've seen, they're so incredible, and the costumes, oh, so good. Anyways, now I have the dolls. I'm actually reading this book. It is interesting. I will I will read you a little description from the back just so you know if you want to read it or anything. It's, by the way, it's a collection of 4 short stories. Stories from a world both fantastically strange and gruelingly familiar, where isolation, ruin, misinformation soar in an irresistible fugue of displaced families yearning to belong. Characters are plagued by unexplained illness and oblique human-made disasters and environmental losses. A big sister descends into the family basement. Another sister refuses her younger brother. A third sister with memory loss is on the run and offered shelter by not blood. What? I haven't got into that part yet, so I don't know what she's talking about. A man, both an ally and an enemy. A fourth set of siblings travel to Hungary with their late mother in a coffin. They each have a different version of their mother's story. This is, as it says here, it's drawing on the likes of August Strindberg and Franz Kafka, Andrei Kurkov, T.S. Eliot, Bela Tarr. Reading it is very interesting, but it's a little bit haunting and it's a little bit eerie. I'm on the first part. I'm literally this much in, so it's almost nothing, but so far it's very good and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I have the thing where I get into like a horrible reading slump where I just cannot read for some time. It comes and goes. Like every few months I get into this reading slump and I have to find a good book that will pull me out of it. And right now, I'm not in a reading slump, by the way. Right now, I've read a few books over the course of a few weeks that I'm so excited that I'm like not in a reading slump right now because I love reading. I love books. Now, we'll move on to my another prized possession, because she is like a sister to me. And reading this diary, I read it twice already. For the first time I read it in like 3 days, and the second time I read it, I don't know, almost in one sitting, genuinely, because I just like skipped through some parts that I already read, but I also want to reread it again because I want to highlight some parts that resonated with me in a way. So yeah, The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer by Jennifer Lynch, the one and only Lynch, not one and only. May David Lynch rest in peace, because I love him. I love his work. I love Twin Peaks. I love Blue Velvet. I love everything. Lost Highway. I don't know, Inland Empire, Twin Peaks. I already said Twin Peaks. I love Fire Walk with Me. If you haven't seen Twin Peaks, this has nothing to do with you, basically. Or like, this book is not it's not gonna have like a big impact on you, maybe. But maybe it will. But you should read it after Twin Peaks. You should watch Twin Peaks, then read this book, then watch Fire Walk with Me. Then you should watch the 3rd season of Twin Peaks. But before then, you should watch Missing Pieces, which, well, you don't have to watch that, but it's like cuts that didn't make it into Fire Walk with Me, but it's incredible. I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, The Diary of Laura Palmer, it just depicts the way that teenage girls feel so well. I was absolutely heartbroken. I cried many times reading this because I was like, oh, she feels the same, she understands. But then she was murdered, so well, everyone knows that she was murdered because, okay, I don't consider this a spoiler because this show has been out for years, okay? Years. So, Laura Palmer, on the other side you can see her dad. But this picture, like a sister, I will cherish this book forever, so thank you, Jennifer Lynch. I love you. I love this creation, okay? Great. Let's move on to, I reread this book already this year. It's American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. You may have seen the movie. This is like the movie, but it's better. Like 20 times better, 100 times better, 1,000 times better. I don't know. It's very good, but it has very small writing and a lot of pages, but it's an international bestseller. It is hated by some, and loved by many, you know? It's very controversial, but I think that mainly the ideas and the actions of the Patrick Bateman, that is unacceptable and just completely gory and disgusting, and no, but yeah, the writing is very good. It actually got me to write, you know? It inspired me to write more because I loved the way that the sentences and everything is like written. But what I have to say is there were so many descriptions of outfits, and I think that's mentioned in this like review that I'm putting here, because I put, as you already noticed, I put review for every book from Goodreads. A review that I just choose. It's not mine, but greatly recommend. And it's not autumny, but there's some gore. If you like that, you might like it to read it this autumn. Brutes is a great book, but what I have to say, oh my god, this book is insane. Okay, these girls are not okay. They are not okay. I'm gonna read a description here, okay? Huddled at a bedroom window, a group of teenagers peer out at their scorched, swampy, fame-hungry town. Taking turns with the binoculars, their gaze sweeps across the highway and the abandoned construction sites to the lake. Figures drift across the landscape. Mothers, fathers, a preacher's daughter. That reminds me of Ethel Cain. Preacher's daughter. You know? Okay. Oh, wait. These girls know everything about everyone. Perhaps too much. And that is... I don't want to swear. That is freaking true. Because this... What I said about this book the first time I read it. I read it once so far, but I might read it someday. I was just kind of confused somehow. But whatever. I said that this book is a perfect depiction of what I feel when I watch a David Lynch film. For example, Inland Empire, I love that movie, it was incredible, but it's so confusing. At some points I'm like really thinking I'm out of my mind, and that's exactly the way this book made me feel. But I recommend it, like it's fun, it's like teenage girlhood. They say that it's a mixture of The Florida Project, which is a movie, great, recommend, and The Virgin Suicides, which is by Sofia Coppola, and it's also a book, but also recommend the book and the movie. Though the movie is not my favorite from Sofia, because for some reason I don't like it. Well, I do like it, but I don't love it, you know? Many people love it, but I don't love it, you know? It's beautiful and so strange. That's what they say here, okay? So it's strange, it's weird, it's girly, it's disgusting at points. Actually, it's like sometimes it made me like, I had to take a step from it and be like, okay, yeah. And it's not gory, there's no murder happening there, there's no blood there, but at some points it's very disgusting. Moving on, these books I haven't read yet. Let's start with this. Madonna in a Fur Coat by Sabatinelli. I don't know how to pronounce that, but look at that. This is a tale of young love and disenchantment, a mist opportunities and passion's elusive flickering flame. I haven't read it yet. I'm very excited because it's mainly about yearning and love and passion and melancholy and sadness and love and pain and affection. I don't know, okay, I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited to read this book. It's pretty short. I've been told that it's very good and that that it just hooks you in immediately. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm sure that it is gonna have like a very good writing. Like, I'm genuinely sure of that. Excited! I'll let you know once I read it if you wanna know. This is a classic gothic novel, famous, absolutely incredible. Apparently, I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list to read very soon. It is Carmilla by G. Sheridan Le Fanu. First, I'm gonna read you the description and then talk to you about my feelings, okay? First published in the magazine Dark Blue from December of 1871 through March of 1872, and later collected with many other classics in J. Sheridan's Le Fanu's early Gothic collection. Carmilla clearly represents a substantial contribution to the vampire legend in supernatural fiction, with its influence felt and acknowledged more than 20 years later in Bram Stoker's immortal Dracula. So this is a classic, and I had it in my Gothic classes again, and I read something more about it, and I did like some of the research, like short, brief research of a few of like those Gothic novels, Vampire, Carmilla, Dracula, The Monk, for example. That one's disgusting. I don't know if I want to read it. I might. There's cannibalism. That's crazy. There's abuse, assault, everything. But yeah, I don't know if I want to read that, but I may read it because I love Gothic literature. Well, we'll see how I like Carmilla. Also, I love the design on the front. I think it's very beautiful, and I'm very excited to see how it is written, because I fell in love with like old books because I love the way that they talk and the way that they work with words, because they're very good with words and the sentences are just so beautiful, and the way that they portray like feelings, emotions, actions, everything, it's just beautiful, and it makes me so inspired to write myself. I don't want to be a writer perhaps, but I love writing myself, just some thoughts and dreams and emotions and journal and poems and stories. Whatever. I'm very excited about this because it's apparently lesbian as well. Lesbian. Well, no, for the time there are very prominent lesbian themes. Last but not least, fall autumn vibe book is Things We Say in the Dark by Kirsty Logan. I'm excited about this book because, first of all, my mom loves this cover. I like the second one better, the one with the big pomegranate, if you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But yeah, there is pomegranate here as well, and I love that there's a tooth. That's cool. Whatever. Let me I haven't read it yet, so I don't know, but I'm very excited about it. Again, alone in a remote house in Iceland, a woman is unnerved by her isolation. Another can only find respite from the clinging ghost that follows her by submerging herself in an overgrown pool. Couples wrestle with a lack of connection to their children. A schoolgirl becomes obsessed with the female anatomical models in a museum, and a cherry account of a child's day out is undercut by chilling footnotes. These dark tales explore women's fears with electrifying honesty and invention, and speak to one another about female bodies, domestic claustrophobia, desire, and violence. I'm excited, this sounds so cool. David Lynch, Catching the Big Fish by David Lynch. Meditation, consciousness, and creativity. I'm very excited because David Lynch, and he talks about interesting things in there. Also, there's added bonus interviews with Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. My boys. Actually, Paul is my favorite of the Beatles, but then I would say George, and then Ringo, and then John. In this national bestseller, the acclaimed filmmaker David Lynch provides a rare window into his methods as an artist. His way of capturing and working with ideas and the immense creative benefits he has experienced from the practice of meditation. Catching the Big Fish comes as a revelation to those who have longed to better understand Lynch's personal vision. I want to understand it because not that I want to recreate it, but I want to try to get into the state that he was in, maybe in some ways, because I think that the way he creates stuff is so beautiful and so engaging and beautiful and incredible. Yeah, and it is equally compelling to any who wonder how they can nurture their own creativity. Not that I want to nurture my own creativity. I mean, I am a creative person at heart and in practice as well. I do a lot of creative stuff. But oh my god, my leg is dying and I don't know what to do right now. I'm a creative person, yeah. And I think that this will very, very much like give me some insight into the way that he created his works. He says here, ideas are like fish. If you want to catch the little fish, you can stay in the shallow water. But if you want to catch the big fish, you've got to go deeper. And to me, this is saying how if you want to create something real and true and raw and major, maybe you have to go deeper than your shallow ideas. You have to maybe dig into subconscious and dreams and memories maybe as well, but I think mainly like the subconscious. Yeah, I think that you have to go into your subconscious and dreams to really create something meaningful to you, and that will then resonate with a wider out audience. When you look at the stuff that's created now, like not even movies, but like movies too, and music and books, of course, too, they are oftentimes very shallow and they're very like, they don't have a deeper meaning and deeper, I don't know, like a thing that will give you like a deeper insight into maybe the character's mind or something like that. It's just shallow and doesn't always provide you with something that will last with you for some time. Usually you read the book or watch the movie or listen to the song or the album, mainly, more like, and you're not like thinking about it then. You usually just like forget about it in a few days, maybe a few hours even. It doesn't resonate with you and it doesn't strike a nerve, really. So I think that going deeper into your subconscious and really digging up an idea, and like, you don't have to dig up the idea. You have to give yourself time to just reflect and just think and just stare at the wall and stare at the ceiling, because that's when the best ideas come, and they're the most powerful and most engaging and electrifying. I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass right now, but I think I'm not. I think I'm really like saying something, or maybe I'm just I may just be like yapping about random stuff, but I hope I don't get into a reading slump, because that would be heartbreaking for me when I'm so excited about all of these, plus the David Lynch one. Yeah, you can find me on Goodreads as well. Yeah, I might share it and enjoy these books, because I surely will, and I might give you some insight. Appreciate the cup with blood. It's not blood, of course, it's paint, but I don't like putting stuff on my books like this, but this look on it from the top looks very nice and artistic. Okay, yeah, that's all. That's it. Again, me at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will share maybe even some movie recommendations with you if you'll care, if that's something that you're like. Very much enjoyed this, and if you did, you can give me a like, a subscribe, a comment, whatever makes your heart happy. And you can check me out on other socials, so Instagram, Spotify, there's a podcast, whatever happens, letterboxd, and Goodreads. I shared the Goodreads here because it's about books. So see ya in another video. Yeah, keep reading. It's a good thing for your mind and for your brain. I sound like a grandma again. Whatever. Bye.